Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
Just to remind everybody that language usage and content that we provide here may be disturbing, disgusting, probably will be and should be. Words like bloody custard and words that rhyme with that may be featured. Actually will be featured. In fact, perhaps will only be featured. Just warning you.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Okay, we're with Ankur Tewari, composer, director, writer, singer, actor, and a man in a hurry. Ankur Tewari. Learn his story.
Cyrus says we have other shows too. You should check them out.
Lasers, Star Wars, space, SWAT cats, more space, Daredevil, books and stuff, Isaac Asimov, and the multiverse. For all things geeky and all things fruity, check out the Geek Fruit Podcast with me, Tejas.
And myself, Jishnu. You can find us at the IVM Podcast Network or geekfruit.in.
You could also subscribe to it on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or any of your favorite podcast apps. May the Force be with you.
Ya nerds.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Yeah, on Cyrus Says, today I'm not going to rant, I'm going to share a secret with anyone listening. It's a secret which is localized to Mumbai City and the Worli Sea Link, the Worli Bandra Sea Link. Let me tell you my secret. If you want to avoid the crowds, you have to go into the VIP tag lane, even if you don't have the tag, and then they stop you and say, where's your tag? And they put you into another empty lane, and you go straight through the empty lane and just pay your normal rate. So that's it. By doing wrong, you'll end up right. This is India. This is the secret to our country. Do wrong, be right. It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Okay, Cyrus Says, and today we have Ankur Tewari, singer, songwriter, and one of the finest talents in India at the moment. Very unassuming and soft-spoken man, so it's going to be a challenge for me to get him to scream and shout, which is what this show is all about. Ankur, welcome to the show. Ah! There you go. Just to prove me wrong. Ankur, first we'll start at the top here for a second because you're known as a musician and, you've got so much work to talk about. But now you've turned director.
I've been directing for quite a while. Indie projects, small projects.
Right. There's no such thing as a small project.
That's true. There's no such
Just
thing
the
as...
buggers don't give paisa. That's the problem. Yeah.
No, but so I've been a filmmaker for a while. I co-directed a feature in 2003.
Oh, really? Which film is this?
Called Let's Enjoy. It had that...
Was it a porno?
Punjabi song, Dhol Vajda.
Ah.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy.
The music sold more than the film.
What do you mean by co-directed?
It was a co-director with me, Siddharth Anand Kumar, so we directed it together.
Okay, but not the Siddharth Anand.
No, not Siddharth Anand.
Okay.
He makes big budget films.
Fair enough. Don't worry, that will all change soon. Indie will. Then what will happen to you, indie guys? If you start making big budget films, either you have the chap or you don't. Decide fast. We'll come to that. But let's talk now quickly about these 5-minuters that you're making with Yash Raj.
Yeah, they're 5 to 10 minuters. Yeah,
5 to 10 minuters, yeah. And they're all love stories? They're called love shots?
They love shots, they love stories, to the point. Yeah.
I've seen one which is basically Nimrat Kaur and a young man. I don't want to give it away because it's got a little twist in the end and all that. Very interesting, very nicely shot and all that. But I just wanted to ask you, so what is it's like a serial thing that every week we'll get to see one? Is that how?
Yeah, so every Tuesday we release one. There was one that was released the first Tuesday that was with Nimrat and Tahir.
Oh, so that's the one I've seen.
Road trip, and then there was one more after.
Right. I can give one hint. If you go on a road trip, wear your seatbelt.
Yes.
That I can say.
You can say anything you want.
Okay. No, I don't give away the ending. This is quite. There's a lot of suspense and it's a very interesting piece of writing.
What we were trying to do was to try and make love stories slightly differently from the Yash Raj because they're known to make certain kind of
goody mushy ones.
Yeah, so mushy is all good. So we have mush in that as well, but with an added flavor.
Yeah. Only thoda sex agar tha, I thought that would have been good, but why complain?
But the sex part was very good in the end, right?
Yes, sort of, yes. Yeah, they were hugging, yeah, you're right, with clothes on. Or maybe you edited. 10 minutes became 5.
It was actually a feature-length film when we sent it to the censor board and then they cut everything.
Let's enjoy, yeah. Isn't that the motto of the story? Alright, so how many are there? Totally, there are 5 of these?
6 of these.
6 of these films. Okay. Let's go back now, Ankur, and just talk about your life's journey, because that's what we do here. We get interesting people who've done interesting work, and no one can be more interesting than you, because I think you just do your own thing. The very fact that you turn director, that you compose whatever you want to, work on your own terms, and don't become part of a rat race, which you could easily do because people, are dying to work with you as well. So let's go back to young Ankur Tewari growing up where?
I grew up in Rourkee.
Rourkee, far, far away, where there's one IIT which didn't let me in, but that's another story.
So IIT is where my father was teaching.
What are you saying?
Yeah,
what a coincidence.
So we have a connection.
My God. I didn't get in and you were in.
Yes, I was...
you couldn't get out, actually.
That's actually what I was doing all the years that I was spending there. So we lived a life in the campus and we grew up there in the campus. And had fun there.
And where was the music, Gene?
Music, since the time I remember, music has been a very integral part of my life. My parents listened to a lot of music. I was born in Belgium, and my landlady...
You were born in Belgium?
My father was doing his PhD.
Is it Belgium or Belgaum in Karnataka? Because that sometimes people say it wrong.
Yeah.
No?
Belgium, Brussels. So I was there.
Ankur, so you're a Belgian city, a Belgian citizen?
No, I'm an Indian citizen.
How have you born there?
But all this nationalist thing.
But you can't, the fact once you're born in another country, then you automatically become...
I'll be a preferred guy if I need to apply for citizenship there, yeah.
Oh, so they have you in the records?
Yeah.
Because the name will, they'll be like, Herman and Philippe, and then suddenly, Ankur! Yes.
They used to call me Ankur Tewari.
Ankur, you speak French?
I used to have a first language, and my nani had a heart attack when I came back to India.
Why? What is the word for nani in French?
I don't know what the word for nani is, but I remember that I used to chase my maid saying bijou, bijou, and she was
What does bijou mean?
Bijou means a kiss.
What is? So Ankur, you naughty boy, nothing's changed in 40 years. Bijou. So that was your first language, now you've forgotten, it's gone out of your system. So you were born in Belgium. How interesting is that?
So when I was born there, my landlady had a piano and I used to fall asleep on the piano when she used to play. So probably that's where I got into music.
And
first.
You tinker with it?
No, I used to be lying on the grand piano, that the top. I used to be lying on
like a bed, like a mattress.
Like a bed, and my landlady used to be playing, and I used to fall asleep.
Typical Indians in Europe. You see this way they behave. You got all this class and this lovely furniture, and you got a grand piano worth lakhs of rupees today. And what does the kid do? He goes and lies down there. Ye to bistar hai. Bed jao yahan pe. Unbelievable story. But yeah, I didn't know this about you. You were born there, then your dad moved back when?
Yeah, so I was there for 4 years, and then I came back to Rourkee where he was teaching.
Do you have memories except for this grand piano thing?
Yeah, like a few memories. I was really young, 1 to 4, you hardly have any memories.
Right.
So snippets of memories. Pretty much my career.
Have you ever been back to Belgium?
I've actually never been back to Belgium. I've transited through Belgium, but
How sad. There has to be a karmic connection.
The thing is that we always plan, we plan that we'll go there with the family and visit the places where my parents work.
But then you don't decide which family to go with also.
Exactly. So that's difficult. It gets
get the right fit.
Confusing.
Mm-hmm. But I'm sure you'll go back someday and then we'll find out. Well, maybe more stories will come to you. Going back to the romantic country of Belgium. Well, not that romantic. So you come back to India and you're now in Rourkee.
Yeah, so my father's teaching there at the university and we're growing up in the campus.
So give us a taste of campus life. What is it like?
It was amazing because it was 24 hours, because the hostels used to be on all the time, and my life ambition was to live in a hostel because it was so cool looking at the students living a free life, hanging out in the cafeteria, playing cricket in the night, playing music. So we used to sneak into the music room, look at these boys with their electric guitars and playing electric guitars and making sound noises.
How old were you?
So this is pretty much from 4 till end of school.
So you just go and stare at these kids and they be like, get out.
Sometimes we used to be those, the nasty irritating kids who used to be hanging around.
You're proprietors of the place, so you don't feel you can be pushed out of any point.
Yeah, but it was quite amazing to see all.
It's almost like a club culture, you got all this space and these different departments and all that.
Yeah, so the good thing is because the campus, you get to do everything from horse riding to swimming to any kind of sport to yoga to tennis, whatever you want to do.
Wow.
And it's a neat campus, so it doesn't feel like you're living in heartland India. At the same time, at the fringe, there are outside the university is almost like the wild zone.
Yeah.
Almost
it's Rourkee proper. It's a different world altogether.
It's like Lion King where you're told not to go.
Yeah.
So you obviously go to those areas, and then you have friends who are, gundas, and you have friends who are not.
Where are you
gundas.
studying? You're studying on the campus. There must be a school for the faculty.
So in Rourkee, there's a canal that divides the city.
Mm-hmm.
Other side of the canal is the Lion King area. And this side of the city, the canal is the university and the cantonment, the Bengal Engineering Group Center.
Right.
So in the cantonment, army cantonment was a school where we were going. So pretty much it was a very insulated life. So we would get to the campus. We were living 5 minutes from the school. So I would pretty much hear the school bell ring and run to the school.
Wow.
And sometimes, and there was no boundary wall in the school, so you could just walk out and walk in out of anywhere. And sometimes used to be cricket, used to be on some series in Australia and New Zealand those days. They had matches in odd times, not programmed to India time.
Oh, so nicely put, sir. About the bullying nature of BCCI, you have given your sarcastic comment on the side.
So we used to come back from like in the middle of like cut a few periods, come back home, watch a few overs, go back, and so
wow, what a life!
But it was so free that we never felt like cutting school because there was no wall stopping us. So we were just like living a free life.
Do you miss it now that you're
I miss it quite a lot. Like I live in Bandra for the same reason. I feel like Bandra is like Rourkee. It's like a small village.
It's a community.
Yeah, it's small. Like you walk into places, you meet different kinds of people.
It's a very expensive Rourkee, huh?
It is very expensive Rourkee, for sure.
Yeah.
But at that time I was...
Where's the Lion King area for us in Bandra? What? Jew
Circle. Beyond Jew Circle, you feel it's like taking
Not cross that line.
They call it Andhera West.
Andhera West, yes, fair enough. Okay, well, what a nice romantic time in your life. So you're growing up in a nice community with academics. I'm sure all the faculty people all were very interesting, eccentric people around you as well. And you getting access to things. Do you get access to music and instruments and all that?
Yeah, we were getting access to musical instruments and interesting people. Even the professors there were romantic in their own way. They were teaching you integration and differentiation like life. They were saying that there's no constant and what is constant, and they were talking in those kind of terms. So it wasn't boring. Studies were very, very entertaining. And you're meeting interesting students who have obviously done the hard work, and now they're going to vent out by playing cricket and playing music as well. So
cricket seems to be a very strong part of your childhood.
Yeah. Cricket.
Complete Diwani when it comes to cricket.
Cricket was a very...
So who were your favorite cricketers growing up and all?
I mean, obviously you would follow Vivian Richards and...
Oh, just like me. Exactly the same. Rourkee, Mumbai, separated by a couple of kilometers, but yes, Viv Richards, of course.
Yeah.
An Indian cricketer? Vishwanath? Gavaskar? Kapil Dev?
Indian cricketers, Kapil Dev was nice.
Nice? It's not a fashion show, Ankur. Yeah. It's a great Kapil Dev, the Mard of India.
He was the Mard of India. Sunil Gavaskar, when Test cricket was quite amazing, but we were obviously...
We had that one very fast 100 in a World Cup.
Which was like 200 balls.
No. That was a 36 not out, which he's ashamed of.
Yeah.
Because 103 is last innings in the 87 World Cup. Anyway, so who else? Indian players?
Anyone, like we were making heroes very easily because because in the evening when we were playing, we were pretending to be those guys. So if you're bowling fast,
you were a batsman or a bowler?
Batsman, bowler, fielder, everything, right? Like as kids, you want to do everything.
Yeah.
So I was a batta bowler. You know what a batta bowler is?
Short and fast.
No, the throw ball.
So throwing the ball.
Throw bowlers are called batta bowlers because I wanted to bowl fast. So we were imitating Kapil Dev, Manoj Prabhakar,
with the elbow bent.
Roger Binney, whosoever. We were like trying to imitate their actions and trying to be them.
Far away from the Ankur Tewari we know. So then, when does music start playing a very important role in your life?
I mean, it's actually quite similar to what I'm doing right now. We're pretending to be other people. At the same time, music was always a part even then. There was
there's formal training happening?
Formal training? No, in music, I only went to a guitar class once where the teacher was really strict. He hit me on my knuckles with a scale.
What are you saying?
I pretty much... In Rourkee. So...
But everybody knows everybody. Nobody hit anyone on the knuckles.
I think in those days it was okay to hit kids. It's only now that it's taken seriously.
I don't think it's such a bad thing. I've seen some of these kids in Bandra go near the Juhu Circle line more, but really.
No, but it was a normal thing being hit. We didn't take that seriously. But I got really angry with him and I pretty much learned how to play the guitar as a rebel against him.
So you learned post this meeting, or you'd already known how to play?
I didn't know how to play. So I had forced my father to get me a guitar. He had got me a wrong guitar. He got me a Hawaiian guitar when I wanted to be the guy holding a Spanish guitar like this. But he got me a guitar which was on the lap with a bar. And
more sissy looking guitar.
Yeah, and it's like sliding sound.
But that's so sad.
So it was not exactly my version of what I wanted to be. So again, I was pretending to be these college students who were...
There was a rock band or something?
There were loads of... every hostel had a band.
Correct.
We couldn't play electric guitar mainly because of load shedding. I don't know if that's a concept in Bombay. It's not a concept.
I think that's fantastic. In the middle of a concert, they have to stop and go back. We have to change the instruments. Power problem.
So my father asked me what guitar you want. Obviously, I wanted a red electric guitar, but he gave a logical reasoning. He said, electric guitar, bijli to hoti nahi hai, kya fayda hai?
Exactly.
So then he get me an acoustic guitar. Then he got me a Hawaiian guitar. Then I took the bridge out, used a saw, made it into a Spanish guitar, went to this guitar class, and then I got hit by this
So you have created your Spanish guitar. It's like almost like a naturalized citizen.
Yeah.
It became a naturalized Spanish guitar through you.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, it's not that you just have to remove the bridge and like it's a little different, but
And then you self-taught. Everything is self-taught.
yeah. Then pretty much there were these magazines, Rock Street Journal, and
So when we were reading Penthouse and Hustler and Mayfair in our teenage years and all the other pornographic material which made us into great human beings,
Yeah.
you were reading Rock Journal and Guitar
and
Hero.
pornographic material in Hindi. So
In
we were
Hindi.
reading Mastram.
Same
and-
photographs. Huh?
Yeah.
They didn't bother to change those. Just
No, there were some
caption.
different photographs as well.
You think?
There's some locals.
Oh, yeah.
So there was this.
There's a very strong pornographic tradition in Hindi as well.
Yeah.
Proper literature.
yeah, pulp.
Yeah.
There was this writer called Mastram.
Yeah. I know
Amazing.
Manu Gargi's dad was very famous. I don't know what happened now.
Manu Gargi is a filmmaker, right?
He makes films in America. He's doing very well.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see his name as a producer everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
This name rings a bell from Delhi somehow.
Yes, he's a Delhi boy. Very much a Delhi boy. A father's famous writer, and he used to write these slightly adult, erotic Hindi novels. You know, where you have the pages, page 82, page 96, page 104.
Yeah.
So all the dirty pages have been earmarked for. So you don't waste time. You can do it in like 10 minutes.
So people used to tear those pages off and keep them with them.
Yes. Happy memories, yeah. Thank you so
Actually,
much.
that's how this reminds me. That's how we pretty much did our editing. Our first lesson in editing was through VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Because we used to take the VHS tapes and cut the scenes out
Correct.
and create our own tape and
Get to the point.
put it together.
Get to
so
the point
we had
tape.
our own edited version of all the naked scenes from all the films.
I tell you, what a lovely childhood we've had, and people listening. If you know, it's so easy in the digital age for all these people. They can download, see, watch, review, cut, change. All.
We didn't have apps.
How you worked? How hard you worked? You take the VHSs, you measure them, you cut them, you put them together, you make your collage.
Nail paint. Nail paint is the best glue.
Oh, firstly, getting it was a problem. Remember,
Yeah.
किसी का भाई का दोस्त under your shirt over this thing.
Especially in Rourkee, where you are a Tewari साहब का बेटा.
Oh.
And all of that. So everybody knew everyone.
Oh.
So it was difficult.
Why can't Tewari साहब का बेटा like pornography, yaar? So what if he likes classical music also? इसमें क्या है? Men can have different tastes. All right. So let's fast forward a little bit. So you're in Rourkee, you start playing the guitar and you start getting good at it, and people start saying, "Hey, this guy's got some talent."
Not really. I was not that good till college. So I was in school. I was pretty much experimenting, trying out things because
Did you form a band? Everybody forms a band.
we had a couple of.
What was the
bands.
first band called?
Flush.
Flush.
Yeah, because we thought that we were really smart and we used to record our tapes and have a sound of a flush
Oh,
go, and we thought that was really funny, but nobody else found
I
it
like the
funny.
name Flush.
But Flush went down the drain soon.
And before you went down the drain, you were the lead guitar
No, I was playing rhythm.
and also the singer.
Yeah. So I wanted to be a singer and a guitar player, so it was very difficult to play the lead and sing
Yeah.
like Mark Knopfler. So
Yeah.
I
Mark
stuck to-
Knopfler, Himesh, there's
Yeah.
so many who do this
Yeah.
here today. Ankur doesn't want to say anything. He works in the fraternity. Have you seen
No,
Tera Sarur?
I can say anything I want.
Tera Sarur, have you seen?
I can't see. I don't see many films.
Very well
I don't
put.
see good films also, so it's not that I would.
You're saying it's not a good film?
I don't know.
We don't know. We have to see the film.
Yeah.
We can't say that. It's not. we
The
have like a-
poster wasn't appealing at all. I can tell you that the poster was
yeah,
quite.
a man with a funny haircut on a poster. I don't know. Unless it's an.
I mean, whatever said and done, Himesh Reshammiya has made some good music as well. He might
Yeah.
have made like 100 bad songs. He's made 2 good songs.
Yeah.
But he can't act. I've seen him in some trailers. He shouldn't act. He should stick to making good music.
Although I like the look. I thought the look was very Valkeshwar for me. I've grown up with a lot of guys like that. So I like the look. Look was cool. Okay, Ankur, let's move a little bit ahead now. How do you get out of Rourkee?
So
How do you
Rourkee-
get out of this, where your background is academics and, very well-read kind of people? How do you get out and get into this world which you're in now?
So I told my father I don't want to do engineering because I've just been brought up with engineers.
That's the law, no?
Yeah.
You're in Rourkee, there's no question. From day one, engineering was the option, am I right?
Yeah. So engineering. So in those days, a new option that had come up was hotel management. And as I told you, my ambition was to live in a hostel. So the idea was very fascinating that I'm going to work in a 5-star. I'd never been to a 5-star before.
Huh.
And going to work in air-conditioned environment. You're
Right.
going to be wearing suits. It was quite exciting, the idea.
Huh.
And I took this examination and then I got through Bhopal because Bhopal was the only place that was offering me a hostel. Delhi and all, I had to be a day scholar. So I said, I'll go to Bhopal. And I found myself in Bhopal. And there I was doing hotel management.
And this is the point where we take a quick break because we've reached Bhopal and we come back and now we're going to go into your career in a big way. But as we go, is there anything you could sing maybe a little bit for us?
Sing?
Is that possible?
I can sing with my guitar later.
Little later. All right. So I'll sing for
Yeah,
now
come
as we
on.
go into break. Ankur Tewari, He's reached Bhopal without a diary. Coming up after the break, we find out what happens to his life and how he makes all this money and how he's doing so well in life. Now director, producer, composer, singer, and still has time to travel with his band and perform. When we come back, more with Ankur Tewari. Till then, it's me clapping.
Cyrus says, stop picking your nose, listen to this ad.
Hi, I'm Amit Gulbaksani.
I'm Purva Mehra.
And I'm Pranoti Datta. And we're from a city website called The Daily Pow. And we have a new podcast called The Powcast. So you can listen to us on the Indus Rock SoundCloud page as well as iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn.
Okay, Ankur, back here on Cyrus Says. Now we've reached Bhopal, and you've got this ridiculous story about how hostel is the zenith of your life, and that's all you ever wanted. So you finally settled for Bhopal, and take us forward in your story.
Bhopal was interesting because the hostel life was not really the same that I had imagined. There was amazing amount of ragging there.
Oh God, tell us what happened.
I mean, you get slapped around and thrown around.
Due respect, you're not a very big guy.
Yeah.
So I can imagine,
So that's where my music comes in, and that's where I get better at music. Because I realize that only way I can avoid ragging is if I can sing well and if I can entertain the seniors.
It's like Arabian Nights, so you have to keep performing to stop them beating you up.
Yeah, so
but did they rag you at all? Something happened? Tell us what happened.
I mean, like you would...
Tell us your pain. Tell us your story.
I mean, you do get ragged, and it was fun because you could take jokes on yourself. Some kids couldn't. And...
So what did they make Ankur Tewari do? Like what?
Because I just claimed I can sing, so they just made me sing. So and I just kept on working really hard at singing, and because I was singing for everyone, that was my practice. Like there's this theory that you have to work at something for X amount of hours. So that's where it happened. So I just
1,000 hours or something, no?
Yes. So I just...
So your 1,000 hours was because of ragging. You have to thank these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I do thank them. I do hang out with them even now, and I had to give them wake-up calls singing Blaze of Glory or singing Hotel California more than the Eagles have done. And all the hostel...
So let me understand. So you have to call up the senior and
there was no call-up. Because this
you
was
have to go to the room.
Yeah, I'm quite old. This was in 95.
Oh.
So there was no internet or mobile phones.
So you went to the room with a guitar?
Yeah, guitar, and you knock on the door and you say...
At 5 in the morning, that's...
Yeah. With tea. So you were taking the guitar and there's a thermos full of tea. You put the tea down because otherwise you're going to spill the tea.
Right.
And you're going to knock on the door and you're going to start singing, "Welcome to the Hotel California."
At 5 in the morning for his greatness to wake up.
And then that his greatness would throw his chappal on the door. "Shut up!" And the instruction was that until I say shut up 5 times, you can't leave. So I have to wait for 2 minutes and then sing again like snooze. So that shut up was like a snooze button.
What are you saying?
So then you're waiting there. And you have to make sure the tea doesn't go cold. Because if he wakes up 15 minutes, half an hour later and the tea is cold, then you've had it. So,
oh my God.
So you have to wake him on time.
I think all musicians go through this because you'll have no ego left after that.
I mean, I pretty much they was preparing people for the hotel scene because, in India, hospitality, like we've all been to hotels.
Right.
And we just vent it out on these guys. The poor guys work so hard.
Yeah.
Like the waiters they've not even made that dish bad. They've just got it from one place A to B and they get a screaming at
I don't know why you use words like suno to call someone.
Yeah.
It just sounds wrong to me.
Oh, in Bombay it's even worse.
Suno, I mean, why would you say that?
In Bombay it's even worse. They do...
What is that?
In UP they call cattle like that.
Yeah, in UP they also, if you don't come, they may shoot you. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, so
if they say suno there, you run.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a fabulous story. So you're the alarm clock. You're a living alarm clock. And you've got to do snooze and you've got to keep playing till the guy actually wakes up.
Even worse, like sometimes you were asked to just keep time. So you were the clock, real clock. So you are counting time throughout and you say, "What's the time?" And you have to say the time and you are not wearing a watch. So you have to count time like how many minutes. And if you're off, then you were going to get beaten up. So you're counting seconds.
So you're standing outside counting?
No, that's the later part. Like sometimes you are a clock, sometimes you are a alarm clock, sometimes you are the telephone, you're the wireless.
You chose to go to Bhopal. You chose all this.
But it was fun. It was really fun, and not that we had much entertainment.
When Ankur became a senior, what would happen to the juniors?
So we would rag them and have fun with them. There was this game we used to play where you have to speak in Hindi. If you used one word of English, then you used to get a rap. So they had to speak in Shuddh Hindi. And वार्तालाप शुद्ध हिंदी में होनी जरूरी होती थी.
Oh my God.
होटल प्रबंध संस्थान खान पान तकनीक एवं पोषण आहार.
What are the guys from the south who is like Hindi is not too good?
They get slapped.
Oh.
No. I had a friend, Michael Ince from Dehradun. He was a Catholic boy. He had it really bad. So he just couldn't speak. मैं हिंदी बोलना चाहती है. And it was really,
sounds like me.
It was really hard for Michael, yeah.
But that's gender. He's still speaking Hindi. He's just speaking incorrect Hindi.
Yeah.
He didn't speak English.
Yeah, so that's how
he got his gender wrong.
That's how he used to get away with it. But then there were these long, awkward pauses where he's figuring out the word and there's a pressure. Like, come on, speak. So, yeah.
Good fun, man. You've had quite a life. Quite interesting. Okay, now let's get back to the professional career. So you're doing this hotel management, and then how did you become a musician?
So, as I said, like I was playing music there, and within probably 2 months of being there, I realized that, again, hotels is not what I'd imagined. There is no 5-star.
Also, singing Hotel California every day to the seniors must have taken you off hotels.
Yeah, so it was horrible because...
were they rude, the people you interacted with in hotels?
So I did my 6-month industrial training at Taj Mansingh in Delhi.
Wow.
And it was tough because your
Delhi customers.
You were at the bottom of the food chain. So... your senior chef, exec chef, and then commies, and you're below the commie, and you're pulling stores. And I had a really attractive young girl who was my training partner. So she would, Madam, ये देखिए आपको ये recipe सिखाते हैं. तुम चिक चॉक टिप टॉप करो. So I was doing stores and like wiping the, so it was quite horrible. But
sexism, I like it.
So it was not working out for me. So I realized that I'm not going to join hotels. And I was having a good time singing. So we were singing, and I was playing in restaurants in Bhopal. In those days in Bhopal, there were no bands, there were orchestras. So I was part of a couple of orchestras, and we used to have our orchestra evenings.
You got to sing there or just
play
guitar?
So I was the guy who was singing the English songs.
Oh, wow.
Although I was horrible at them, but like...
And then Hotel California, you probably don't want to ever sing it again.
No, actually I had a really nice meeting with Joe Walsh from the Eagles, and I told him that I've sung it more than you, so there was a full circle is complete, never going to sing it again.
Yeah. My God. How did you meet Joe Walsh of the Eagles now that you brought it up?
Joe Walsh was here in Bombay. And they had called a few indie musicians at Blue Frog, and we had like a nice masterclass with them.
What you're saying is only the top musicians get to meet the Eagles, and people like us don't get to meet them.
It was only the unemployed ones, because they were the ones who were free.
I'm unemployed, just not a musician.
The busy ones were touring.
Was Himesh there?
Himesh was touring, of course. He was.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Anu Malik was there?
Anuji wasn't there.
Anu, not G, Anu M. Malik to M start hota na. Yeah, you said one word in English. One slap. Alright, so then you come to Mumbai?
Yeah, so from there...
You say enough of this hotel management.
Then after hotels, there was... I didn't take my final exams because I didn't want to leave any options that I have to join hotels. I obviously didn't tell my parents about it. And so they had some campus interviews. I got selected in a few places because campus interviews results come out before
your results.
But I knew that eventually the results are going to come out. I'm not going to join those hotels. So I had that gap of 6 months where I could try my luck at music. And I came to Bombay to try... cutting my album with a demo tape recorded in the reverberated room of Bhopal.
Superb. And then what was the first job that you got where you knew Ankur Tewari can make it here?
Actually, I didn't get any jobs here. Then I had to run away to Delhi because it was really tough here. Bombay is a tough city. Probably when it doesn't want to accept you, it rejects you. So I felt rejected and I had to run away. So I took a train to Delhi, and I went to Delhi and lived there for 5 years.
For 5 years? What did you tell your parents about the hotel management degree?
That after that I just lied to them that I have a job in music and I'm doing very well, and I was just trying to make it as a musician in Delhi.
What were you doing for 5 years in Delhi?
Just trying to make it as a musician. So I was singing jingles, I was doing production assistant at some place. So that's where filmmaking came into, pretty much you have to make money doing anything you can.
Right.
And when you have to survive and you have to fill your belly, you learn some tricks. So I learned some tricks. I realized that I have to learn a technical job so that I'm never out of job. So I learned a little bit of editing, learned a bit of sound editing in the studios, just hung around studios because there was one place they had generators and I could make free phone calls from their phone, free coffee. So just like basic survival tactics.
And then you came back to Mumbai?
Then I came back to Mumbai. I was in Delhi for 5 years, and Delhi was more fortunate for me. I worked with some interesting people. I worked with this gentleman called Colonel Kapoor. He made Fauji. So I started working with him.
Then the Shah Rukh Khan film?
Yeah, the series.
Which made him famous.
Yeah. And I worked with Colonel Kapoor. Then I worked with Bobby Bedi. Then I worked with Shekhar Kapoor. We had a company called Digital Talkies. We were working there. And then after working with Digital Talkies, that Keeda happened that we should make a film. So my buddy Siddharth and we wrote a script. Came to Bombay to raise some money. somehow got some money, shot a film in Delhi, and while post-producing the film, we came back to Bombay and then realized, why are we going back? We should just stay in Bombay.
And did the film run at all? Let's Enjoy?
For 3-4 weeks.
Oh, not bad. So it had a run.
In those days, 3-4 weeks was a bad run. These days, it's a good run.
But you broke even? Nothing?
We broke even because the music did extremely well.
And all your music?
No, I did 2 songs in that. The music was done by Medieval Pandits.
Oh, so, I remember them.
So they did the music. They were friends in Delhi. So pretty much it was friends and family. So we got all
the freebies done.
Yeah.
All the friends and family. Okay, so and then you come back to Mumbai and you started this band Ankur and the Ghalat family.
Yeah.
Which has Sid, Johan Pace and Gaurav Gupta.
Gaurav Gupta and Vivan Kapoor.
Okay. And this is going strong for many years now.
Yeah, so we've been on for, I think, around 8 years. So when I came back to Bombay, I decided to cut an album. The producers of my film, they were also a music label. They said, we'll release your album. So that's great because they liked the song I wrote in the film. And that did really well. So they put in money behind my album. At that time, I was asked to meet Sid. Somehow it didn't happen. But then I found another producer, Zulfi, in Lahore. So I went to Lahore to record my album. And when I came back with my album ready, I met Sid. I said, why did I go to Lahore? I could have just recorded it here. And then we decided to start a band. And I asked Sid, you play the drums. Obviously, you can find me the best bass player. Find someone who's decent at playing bass and can probably also have a good sense of humor. So Johan came in. And then there was Posey as a guitar player. Then Posey was replaced by Gigi. And then Vivan came in later. So now we've been playing for 8 years.
And you're the lead singer?
I am the lead singer. See, that was a mission from the beginning.
All right.
That's why we write only Hindi songs because none of the other guys in the group know.
Can understand more.
Yeah, because even when we have a song called Yakin, they don't know, oh, that yucky one, yucky. So, or like they have...
So it's a bit of a taste of Bhopal life again. You got yourself 4 guys, they don't speak Hindi properly, so you're king of the castle.
Absolutely.
Keep it that way. And then when was the reverse back to directing then?
So after making Let's Enjoy, I realized that I don't know much writing. Like I should invest more time in writing, and I should. So I just started writing screenplays, trial and error. Wrote a lot of average ones, then wrote a few above average ones. Some of them got made into films. Then I started consulting for scripts, for screenplays, for movies. And then I just got a call from Yashraj. I thought they've called me to
act in a film.
Write another film for them, and then Ashish Patil had called me because he wanted me to direct a film. It was quite a surprise for me.
And Ashish Patil was the skinniest guy in MTV.
Yeah, I heard.
But I actually think that he's a little bigger than you. Is it true?
He is.
Yeah. And so then because of that association, all these films have come out.
Yeah.
So what does Ankur Tewari do now? There's no, you can't be bracketed anyway. You're a singer, you're a musician, you're a traveling musician, you're also a director, you're also a writer. Are you going to do a feature film?
Yes, the feature film is also in the plans for that. So like, I don't say no to anything.
What about acting?
I've acted as well. I've done cameos in a lot of films.
Is there more acting on the cards?
I have never pursued acting. So it's only it's only been done for friends. So I hate the idea of auditions. Even when I am casting for my films, I hate that casting is a very strange process because people come and they like give so much energy, and even people who are bad, they give so much energy and they're looking at you as if you're going to judge it. So I hate that.
So how do you cast?
So I work with casting directors. So they do the first round of casting, and second round of casting, when I get the kind of characters I want, I meet with the people, have coffee with them, try to understand who they are. If I get along with them and I understand that they will understand me, and we are...
But who pays for the coffee?
Me.
Okay,
now I'm paying for the coffee.
But there's no auditioning at all. You just chat.
I chat, and then when that is there, then we start reading lines. So it's a process. Like I can't do like, okay, you've come in this half an hour, you have to prove yourself.
So you don't have a big bungalow in Mud Island or Alibag or something where young girls can come and learn the whole acting process from the great master. Rented apartment only.
Yeah.
And Parivar is there. Everybody's living with you at the same time. All right. Okay, before we let you go, let's share a little bit more about Ankur Tewari, the person. Now, what do you like at home? How do you unwind? How do you get away from all this? Most people would listen to music when they have free time, but do you ever get sick of it?
No, sorry. I listen to music. I have got myself a vinyl player a few years back.
Best.
So it's amazing because then...
Is it the best sound?
Sound is very good, and then you can't... I'm also a lazy person, so I won't get up and change the song. So I'll end up hearing a whole side before I change. So that's relaxing. And then I have a PS4 I play. And then...
what do you play? Football?
FIFA, yeah.
My God,
FIFA
you're
is
like
fun.
you're like my 13-year-old son, except you play guitar. Everything else is the same, and he's a little bigger than you. But otherwise, it's all the same.
FIFA is fun, yeah. I play some games last.
Who's your favorite team?
We play Barcelona.
Do you follow the Spanish league and all that?
No.
It's only your own fiction.
Because I don't have cable, so I
You don't have cable?
Yeah, so
You're in the entertainment business and you don't even know what's going on.
Because I feel if you have to tell stories and you have to make stories, then it'll be cliche to watch a lot of stuff. So I rather read and I rather meet people than
Or coffee.
For coffee, like,
Sounds creepy, man, Ankur. What the hell?
Amazing. It's amazing to meet.
Scary, man.
I live next to Good Luck Cafe, so it's the best place to just have a pav with your keema and have a chai and eavesdrop into other
What if
people's
it's a vegetarian
conversations.
Jain actor? What is he going to have? Just a pav? Well,
No, you don't meet people who are just actors. You meet people who are not actors as well. Why I like Good Luck is like you sit there and you listen, eavesdrop into other people's conversations, and it's one place where you also allowed to share seats, right?
So do you realize that in many countries you'll be jailed? You go and listen to other people's conversations, interview in their lives and try to stalk people instead of just getting cable and watching TV like everybody else.
And I write the stories into films, so
You're stealing their lives.
Yes, I do that. I'm a thief.
You are. You're in the right business. Bollywood. Yeah. Extremely interesting personality. What are the things you fear? Is there anything that you don't like doing or you're scared of?
Starvation, yes.
What starvation? You're 12 pounds.
Yeah, but
you look like you've starved all your life.
But thing is like
is there no food in Rourkee or Bhopal?
No, the thing is that because I went through a tough period, like for me food is very important. It doesn't look like that.
It doesn't look like
that. But not that I'm a foodie. I'm not a foodie at all. But food is important. Like I get really cranky if I'm hungry. And I have to eat, and I'm like, my eyes are bigger than my stomach, so I get...
In your case, really, so yeah.
So I really fill up my plate. I don't like anybody invading my plate while I'm eating. You know, those people who like dig their fork in.
I'm one of those.
So I become a different person when it comes to food, and that's...
So at Good Luck, you listen to the other person's conversation and watch everything they're doing. By chance, somebody puts his hand in your plate, takes a roti, you stab them with a knife.
Yeah, I'll write a bad version of them in the script.
Very, very scary, man. Very scary, man. All right, before we let you go, one last question. What's next?
What's next? We recorded an album with Galat Family. So side A, side B. So
all songs written by you?
All the words are written by me. Music is written primarily by me, and then some parts by the bandmates as well.
Mm-hmm. You're having done a whole, I think 40 songs of Disney songs in Hindi with Sid Kuto. I can tell you, I'm very glad it's being done by you.
No, it was a lot of fun. So we did, the album is a twin side album. Maybe because I've been listening to a lot of vinyls. It's side A and side B. Side A is just collaborating with various musicians that you met on the road. And side B is just we locked ourselves a band in a studio for a week and we just put down some tracks there.
What's it called?
Side A, side B.
Side A, side B. This is your vinyl years.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ankur, for being with us. But before we let you go, there's a man coming in called Amit who's going to ask you some questions.
Sure.
It's an AMA. You can just...
What is AMA?
It's in Hindi, yaar. Pata nahi. I can't... Who knows?
Amma. Is it Jayalalitha?
You be very careful. Be very careful.
Cyrus says, ask me anything. If you want Cyrus to answer your questions on air, send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com. If you send us a link to a sound file on SoundCloud, we'll even play you asking the question in your own voice. And that's what Cyrus says.
Okay, I've got a question. Welcome, Amit, to the studio once again, although you were just 3 feet away for some reason. Do you know Amit?
Yeah, we worked together before the other famous, which is the famous.
Correct. He's also a musician.
That side I've not explored as yet.
Yeah, if you listen to me play music, I mean, like, basically it's like the ear bleeding phenomena. That's what occurs.
The white noise. Maybe a good name for your band.
Okay, here's a question, Ankur, and you can help us with this because it happens all the time. The person writing in is Cyrus Saukar, your friend, and he says, I want to be a singer, I want to be a musician. How do I get started? You must get a lot of these questions about people saying they're good singers and, they want to be like you, etc. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I don't consider myself a good singer. I consider myself a confident singer. And I think you should just sing. Like people say, you meet people, they say, I'm an aspiring musician. And my first thing to them is when you meet me, when you are a musician. Because aspiring is a very, in between.
Yeah, but there's some young kids, they want help and guidance.
Yeah, so just start singing. You just belt it out like it's the last song they're going to sing. Just belt it out. And you don't need to be in key or anything. You just need to sing with feel.
What if you're in a library and it's like a silent zone?
Just go for
What if
it.
you're at a funeral and people are like all
Go for it.
crying?
Go. If you sing with feel, then
You think?
yeah.
What if you're in the middle of orgasm? I mean,
well, don't you do that?
she sings as she leaves.
No, I think what you're saying is actually very true, right? I mean, a lot of people just try and prepare forever instead of just going out and doing it at some point.
Yeah.
At some point, you just need to.
But there's these silly
take the
questions
step.
that come from ambitious young people or their parents. Oh, Ankur ji, thoda help kijiye, please help me, guide me, and all that kind of thing.
Right.
So I want to know how he handles it. They come and ask us also. I want to be
I'm
VJ actor.
actually quite rude and to the point to everyone. I say like, don't like waste your time asking these questions. Just go ahead and do it. Like I've done that all my life and it's worked for me. Probably doesn't work for you, but I always dive in the deep end of the pool. I never knew filmmaking. I never knew singing. I never knew recording. Most of the jobs I've got in my life are by lying.
Okay.
So pretending that I know.
But there's one thing he does know. Hotel California.
That also I didn't know the words.
Do you know all the words? They're quite complicated.
No, but I used to pretend the words earlier.
How to show me? How?
Like, actually, my wife had a funnier version. She used to say, "There's a dog on the highway, cool wind in his hair."
Can you sing it for us?
There's a dog on the highway, cool wind in his hair.
And the sweet smell of something.
Colitis.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, because I came from a Hindi-speaking background, I had completely different versions of these songs in my head. Like, Wish You Were Here is one of the songs in which there's a line that goes, smile from a whale. And I always thought it's a blue whale.
Oh.
Because later there's a line saying, because later there's a line that comes in, the two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl. I said, that's so amazing, like two lost souls, big whales in a fish bowl. I had made my own.
So what is it? It's not whale, it's something else?
From
It's
behind the
whale that hides the face.
Holy shit, I thought it was whale.
What the hell, Amit?
Oh,
You're a
see,
Valkishwar
I'm not
boy.
the only one.
Yeah. You're a Valkishwar boy. You're my Himesh.
No, but
You can't do
seriously,
this.
I thought it was whale too. I really did. I didn't think it.
No, it's whale.
All right, okay.
Smile from a whale. I mean, they weren't on drugs yet. That happened later.
No,
But I found
they
it
were
like-
on drugs from day one.
They were?
They were on drugs very,
Actually,
very early.
I think my version is not bad at all because there's a whale that comes up, it gives a little smile and then goes
Yours
back.
is an animal version. There's a dog, there's a whale. By the end of the third verse, there's like 17 different animals. All right. Do you have any more questions, Ankur?
No, we don't actually.
Ankur, that's it. Your show's over.
Brilliant.
Thank you for
Come
being here. All the
on.
best to you. We'll end with a song. Amit, you sing now.
No, you really
Do the
don't
rap
want that to
that you
happen. The rap that I do?
Yeah.
Which rap do? I am, let me see.
Come on.
Okay. I am rapping. I guess I am rapping. I don't know what that. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I can't help you.
Amit, rap, damn you.
What rap? What?
Or meet him in Good Luck Cafe. Meet him in Good Luck Cafe. Give your audition. Get a break. Go somewhere with your life, yeah. Don't sit around. Become an engineer. Become an engineer.
I must. I need to learn how to rap. I'll do that. That's my homework assignment.
It's a rap now.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the views and opinions of the Indus Vox Media Network or any of our show advertisers or sponsors. No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast, obviously.
All right, Cyrus Says is wrapping up, but we have Geek Fruit, which we want you to check out, hosted by Uber Geeks Tejas Menon and Jishnu Guha. They're like Simon and Garfunkel, except they're Tejas and Jishnu, and they can't sing. No, they can actually. And they talk about geek culture. If you're a geek, want to know about geeks, or live with a geek, or just next to Turkey is geek, go ahead, my friends. Listen to Geek Fruit on IBMPodcast.com.